What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thanks for rocking with me on another video. So I just realized today, because I'm doing this wheel liner project on my truck, and I just realized today that you guys have never seen my tow rig. This is probably one of my favorites. And I don't know how, like when I first started my channel and I did all the intros to my projects and all that other shit, that I didn't show you guys the one thing that brings home all of these shit boxes. It's like the most important thing in my fleet. Well, for now. Anyway, what I have is a 2008 Cummins. It's a 6.7. It started life as an automatic truck. And I don't know how many transmissions the previous owner went through, but I'm imagining it was at least 2 or 3, because it's now a G56 truck, which is the only reason I bought it. Well, one of the 3 reasons I bought it is because it's a G56 truck. So let's get to the walk around, shall we? Since I'm already sitting in here, I'll just do the interior real quick and, we'll be done. Then we'll go to the outside. So in here is really nothing fancy. It's just, it's not even dual climate control. It does have the power sliding window, and that's pretty much the only option that it has over a base model truck. Nifty Shifters, if you're looking for custom stuff. See if we can get it to, there we go. If you're looking for custom stuff, I suggest Nifty Shifters. This thing's awesome. It's solid aluminum. They put any design you want on it, and they do any color you want as long as you have a paint code. They're a bit pricey. I think this thing cost me like $85, but there's not another one out there, so I'm good with it. We have, let's see. We have 163,000 miles on this thing. Oh shit, never mind that. Don't worry about the buzzer. Here's my compressor for the airbags. Get you a look around the outside here. There we go. Now, keep in mind, this thing is absolutely filthy because I took it down and washed it the other day, and it rained on the drive home, so the car wash was for nothing. So here we have the factory, I'm assuming original, but probably been replaced at some point, VGT turbo. I'm not going to get rid of the VGT because it is a G56, and that exhaust brake is really nice for slowing down when I have a trailer. It's on a diet. I went through a very strict weight loss program. This I need to replace with an actual catch can, but for now, because I still have a full CCV filter. Sorry, this thing's dirty as shit. It still has a full CCV filter in it, so that works just fine for now. But when I got my CCV, I'm actually going to go to a catch can, mount it over there somewhere, and then that'll take care of this. Most people just get a piece of 1-inch hose, because this fitting, it's the pressure relief for your crankcase. There's a hose that runs from here down to the back of your intake tube, and it just basically dumps oil right into the front of your turbo, and that's not good for your seals and shit. So this was my solution. Most people just get a piece of hose and they run it around and down into the frame, but I don't like oil stains in my driveway, so I'm not doing that mess. We got a pusher style dual horn intake and a grid heater delete. I heard a lot of horror stories about the death bolt on these 6.7s, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I just got rid of the grid heater altogether. I live in Utah, and so far it hasn't gotten cold enough that not having a grid heater has affected the way it starts at all. I mean, it gets a little grumpy, if it's close to 0 outside when you start it, but it's not terrible. So that was definitely worth it. And plus, it gave me double the intake size over the factory grid heater and the intake. So this thing made a slight difference in throttle response, but I can hear the turbo better. I didn't really notice any difference at all in fuel economy. I don't give a shit about that. But it looks good. I don't have to worry about the death bolt falling into the motor and giving me a bad time. As far as I know, everything inside this motor is factory. Given that it still has the factory turbo and the factory pump, I'm going to say it's probably still got original injectors in it. Nothing inside the motor has been done that I would assume, I guess. It's got plenty of power for me. I don't need to make gobs of it yet. I've got the SRT badge and the high mileage badge, which, you know, I'm still working on that 200 number, and then I'll get another one. This is, I believe, a 42 or 46 inch light bar that fits in that opening perfectly. It is color matched to my accent colors. This is the gray off of my 04 Hemi, and this is reflex blue. Here on the front bumper, my block heater plug is concealed. What else? Just did the steering box about 6 months ago, so I put that brace on there. The box came with a lifetime warranty, but I don't want to go through all the mess of changing it all again. Everything underneath it is factory. It has a leveling kit. I believe it's a 2-inch level, but I haven't actually, like, you know, messed with it and pulled it apart to see. These are 20 by 10s on 33-inch open countries. They have just a little bit of poke, but not so much that it attracts like a ton of attention, you know. She's got a FAS, and also, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a 5-inch straight pipe from the turbo all the way out. These things are my favorite door handles. Let's make some noise, shall we? Now, after we finish this wheel liner debacle and I get the rock lights put in and all that fancy stuff, I need to do like the mirrors, because these mirrors are like the cheapest flip up 4th gen style tow mirrors you could buy on eBay. They're garbage. They shake like a 2-stroke going down the road. The power section of them, the controls are all wonky. Like if I try to turn it out to the left, it goes down, and then if I try to go down, it goes to the right, and everything's just, the wiring is a mess. The defrosters don't work. They're garbage. I'm going to get some with the cornering lights or the clearance lights, whichever one you decide to hook them up to, and the puddle lights, and then I got to sand them down and color match them and all that fancy stuff. So I wanted to kind of show this truck to the channel so I could take you along for the ride when I do the tow mirrors, because I got to wire them in, and now the wheel liners. I'm not going to do the rock lights on video because there's like 1,000 videos of people putting in rock lights on YouTube. Once you've seen one, they're all the same. So I'm not going to waste your guys' time with that mess. And It's just honestly faster and easier for me to do it off camera. Now, that being said, I'll take you to the back of the truck, and then we'll be pretty much done here. When we went on a diet, it is an H&S Minimax, and I'm not really sure like who designed the tunes. I don't know if they came with the H&S or if they're custom tunes or what, but it's pretty happy. Now, these, I took them apart and color matched them to the truck. And then that blue is not quite reflex blue, but it's pretty close. I plan on replacing these anyway with a decent set of like tube style LEDs instead of these pods, just to kind of match the heads and tails to each other. I've color matched the rear bumper. This plastic shit needs to be replaced. As you can see, it's kind of beat up, but this is a new bumper. I color matched it, and I sunk the flush fit reverse lights into it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's pretty sanitary. I didn't want to do too much to this thing. I did do a Raptor liner. It's dirty as shit right now, but I highly recommend this stuff for the price and the durability on it. It's pretty good. If you do this, don't use rattle can primer to cover up your bare metal spots, because this shit happens. Use a quality primer. So now I'm going to have to come back through and sand all this shit out and then get a whole new kit and redo the whole bed of my truck, because I was in a hurry and used rattle can primer like an idiot. So, again, this is pretty well going to stay the way it is, because this is my tow truck. It's my recovery rig when somebody else's vehicle breaks down and I have to go pick them up. This is what I have to take. It starts every time. It's reliable as all hell because it's Cummins, and you know, I don't need to make a ton of power. The trailer that I have and the weight that I pull for right now, this truck is perfect. It doesn't even know the weight's back there 90% of the time. I do plan on getting a bigger trailer, like a big gooseneck trailer. So when I get the gooseneck, I'll probably end up having to do a clutch. And I may do some other work to it. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't decided on that. But this clutch has been slipping since I bought the truck. So it definitely needs to be replaced. I just, you know, for the weight that I'm pulling, I just have to remember to start out in first gear every time. Like when it's empty, I can take off out of a stoplight in a second and just let it eat and she goes. But when I'm pulling a trailer, you can hear it slip a little bit. So I have to remember to start out in first gear when I'm pulling a trailer. But other than that, yeah, clutch still works just fine. But like I said, when I get the bigger trailer, I will probably, because I'm looking at like a 35-foot gooseneck to haul 2 cars at a time. So I'll probably end up doing some stuff to it then. But for now, it's perfect. It works just fine. It does everything I ask it to do, and it just, you know, it works. Plus, I'm averaging 23 and a half, 24 miles per gallon out of a 7,000-pound truck, so why mess with that? Why start upping the power and killing my gas mileage with diesel being $5 a goddamn gallon? So, for now, it works just fine. Sorry, I'm rambling. I just wanted to kind of introduce you to the truck, show you a little bit about it. That way I could take you along for the ride. So, thanks for sticking out. We made it to the end. Like the video if you want. Subscribe to the channel if you want. If you don't, no hard feelings. I don't really care. You know, I'm not trying to make a living off of this stuff, but I would appreciate if you likes and some subscribes. Some new subscribers, I should say. Remember, guys, your dreams don't work unless you do. So get outside and tear something apart.